All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and continue working with our subtraction. However, if you kind of notice on this paper, on this side, it's actually not giving you guys in the decimals. It's actually giving you guys these problems now in word form. So you can, if you want to, you can try to figure out how to solve it just by using it this way. But my honest opinion, let's turn it into a decimal and then we would be able to subtract. So if I have 10 tens, I want to show you this. 10 tens. If I had 10 tens, am I allowed to do that? No, I'm not. I have to put it, one digit has to be in each column. So if I have 10 tens, the rule still applies, like over here, whatever my number ends on, that's the column the last number is going to be. So 10 tens, sorry, the glare, 10 tens is going to be a 0 here and a 1. So 10 tens is actually going to be 100. So I'm going to write 100. I think you guys can see that once I move my hand. And then it says minus 110. So I've got 110. Okay. I've got 110, which would be 10, and 1/10. So it's going to be 100 minus 10.1. So I'm going to show minus 10. And remember that because I've got 100, just because I don't have that decimal there doesn't mean I can add it. I'm going to add it, and then I can add a 0. Now, this is going to be a kind of a little difficult because I can't do 0 minus 1. I can't borrow from this 0. Can't borrow from this 0 because I don't have anything to borrow from. So I need to come over here all the way to the hundreds. So I'm going to turn this into a 0. I'm going to turn that into a 10. Sorry, guys, I know you can't see that. I've got to just kind of keep regrouping. It's going to keep turning into 9, so I can keep borrowing. And then finally, I'm at this 10 minus 1 is going to be 9. Bring that decimal down. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. And then I have 0. So here is my answer for that problem. Okay. Now this is saying 3 minus, and I've got 22 tenths. So if I were to put 22 tenths on my place value chart, guys, again, 22 tenths, that last number is going to be in that tenths column. So I'm going to put my 2 here, and then I'm going to fill it to the left. So it's actually going to be 2.2 or 2 and 2 tenths. So I'm going to put my 2 and 2 tenths. And again, here's that whole number. I've got to add that decimal with that 0. Okay. I can't subtract 0 minus 2, so I need to regroup from my 3. I'll turn that into a 2. My 0 is going to turn into a 10. 10 minus 2 is going to be 8. Bring down that 0, and then 2 minus 2 is 0. Remember, you don't necessarily have to put that 0. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. And so here is your answer. Okay. I'm going to leave this down here so you guys can kind of see this. So I've got 37 tenths. And here it is again. If I've got 37, that 7 is going to be in the tenths column. Fill it in. So I've got 3.7 or 3 and 7 tenths. And then this one is actually really nice because it's got 1 and 2 tenths. 1 and then it has 2 tenths. So you already know if I've got 1 and then I've got 2 tenths, there would be my subtraction problem with my decimals. So I'm going to go ahead and do minus 1 and 2 tenths. Oh, and this one's a nice one. I don't have to regroup. 7 minus 2 is 5. Bring down my decimal. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 and 5 tenths would be my answer. Okay. This one, 8 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 ones. And then it says 9 hundredths. So I've got to fill that 0 in. And then, oh, there's that number. It's a nice decimal for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 and 9 hundredths. I'm going to subtract that 3 and 4 tenths. But if you notice, I probably should add that 0 in that hundredths column so I have numbers that are lined up. I can do 9 minus 0, that equals 9. I cannot do 0 minus 4, so I need to regroup. So my 8 turns into a 7, my 0 will turn into a 10. Then I've got 10 minus 4 is 6. Bring that decimal down. 7 minus 3 is 4, so my answer is 4 and 69 hundredths. Okay. Oh goodness, look at that. It's got a nice decimal again. So I've got 5 and 622 thousandths, but it says minus 3 hundredths. So if I've got 3 hundredths, that 3 is going to be in that hundredths column. And so, of course, you guys can see it down at the bottom. I've got to add that 0 here. So I'm going to put my decimal. Remember, I don't want to line up anything in that ones column. I have nothing in that ones column. So I'm going to put my 0 and my 3. And then here's the thing is I'm going to add that extra 0 there just so that it lines up and is nice and pretty. So now I can do 2 minus 0 is 2. I cannot do 2 minus 3. So I need to regroup. My 6 turns into a 5. I've got 12 minus 3 is going to give me 9. 5 minus 0 is going to give me 5. Bring down that decimal column, decimal point, and then 5 minus 0 is 5. There would be my answer. Okay. Last one on this problem, not last one for the whole entire problem, but last one for this one is 2 1s and 4 tenths. So here's my 2 1s, 4 tenths. So nice. It's just going to be 2 with a decimal point, 4. And I'm going to subtract. Gosh, they have that really nice decimal for me. Line up that decimal, 5 ninths. Remember, I want to make sure that I have all of my columns covered, so I am going to add that 0. I can't do 0 minus 4, so I'm going to borrow, 0 minus 9. So I am going to borrow from my 4. It's going to turn into a 3. 10 minus 9 is going to give me 1. Okay. I can't do 3 minus 5, so I need to regroup again here. So that 2 is going to turn into a 1. My 3 turns into a 13. 13 minus 5 is going to give me 8. And then I'm going to bring my decimal point down, bring my 1 down. My answer is 1 81 hundredths. Okay, definitely get a use out of this place value chart. We're going to do these last 2 problems. It says Mr. Fawn wrote 5 tenths minus 3 hundredths on the board. Michael said the answer is 2 tenths because 5 minus 3 is 2. Is he right? Your answer would be no. Okay, because if I have that 3 minus 2, because he basically was lining up this 5 tenths minus 3 hundredths, he wasn't noticing. These are 2 different place values and we can't just subtract it. So if I have 5 tenths, let me pull up my place value so you can see it a little bit. There's my 5 tenths. And I'm going to subtract 3 hundredths. Take a look at that. Okay, so if I were to actually write it in decimal form, this is going to be 5 tenths minus that 0.03. I'm going to add that 0 here because I need to have that. Can't do 0 minus 3, so 5 turns into a 4. This 0 turns into a 10, so then 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 0 is 4. So this is actually what his answer should be. So a pen costs $2.09. It costs 45 cents less than a marker. Ken paid for 1 pen and 1 marker with $5 bill. It says to use a tape diagram with calculations to determine his change. So here's what we're going to do. Here's your tape diagram. Okay. This is going to be his his $5. Okay. So I know that here's the pen. The pen is going to cost $2.09. That decimal a little bit better. Okay. I know that a marker is 45 cents less than, it costs 45 cents less than a marker. So on this one, I have to do it a little bit backwards because if my pen costs 45 cents less than a marker, that means my marker is going to be more expensive. My marker is going to have more. Cost more. So I'm going to come just over here and I'm going to do $2.09. I'm going to add that 45 cents because if I have this right here, this is going to be the marker. There's going to be some change left because I'm going to have that $2.09 and then here's what's going to be left. So I'm going to add this to figure out how much the marker is. 9 plus 5 is 14, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. So my marker is going to cost me $2.54. So I want to know how much change is he going to have. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this $2.54 and this $2.09. Okay. I'm just kind of using this as a scratch so I don't have to rewrite that. So I'm adding these two together. 4 plus 9 is 13. 5 plus 0 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Bring down my decimal. So he spent $4.63. If he had $5, I want to know how much change he had. Okay, can't do 0 minus 3, 0 minus 6, so I need to regroup. So my 5 will turn into a 4. This 0 is going to turn into a 10, but I need to regroup. So this is going to be a 9, and that's going to be a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 6 is 3. He's going to get 37 cents. So I'm going to write 37 cents is what he's going to get back.